Ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Connor.
And I'm Rangru, low, low, low.
And guys, this week we are bringing you what I like to call the Hollywood replays. And you'll see why, I guess, for this game as well as the replay on Thursday. Um, but on the map of Shechedrin, we have ourselves a rather spiffy match coming up from what tournament was it, Rang?
The first SD Championship.
Sounds feisty. So what are the rules of that? What's going on?
So it was a weekend tournament that was hosted just last weekend from when this video was released. First official SD tournament, which was really cool. There's Steam announcements and all that good stuff from Eugene. But yeah, just a simple best of three star tournament knockout. And we're just going to be showing you some of the games over the next few weeks of this tournament. So yeah, in terms of the actual players, rather, currently on the left hand side in blue we have Her Robert playing Panther with Vanguard Income, and on the right hand side we have Seagull playing as Third Canadian with Balanced Income.
Now that I think about it, shouldn't Steven Seagull be playing a Russian division? I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know. But
yeah.
yeah, folks, so this is one of our at least two replays that have rather amazingly, I don't know, just fantastic actor callouts here. So, third Canadian, SD2, we've seen them before. What's the matchup going to be like at Panzer? Very similar to SD1?
Not so much. As we noticed from Panther, that they're taking a Vanguard Income, which is... You don't think Panther being a phase rush, but with SD2, you can do that. But, yeah, I mean, there's Panthers and Tigers going to be a pain, but Third Canadians, you got Fireflies and 17-pounder guns, so it's not too bad. This up north is pretty interesting for Robert's deployment, as he's got a lot of stuff up here.
Yes, he does. A couple light half tracks, but at the same time, he's got a good amount, I would say. Well, it's a really combined arms force. Actually, I'm not going to amend that already. Of course, he's going to go pick a Staghound rifle spam, of course, and that 6-pounder. 6-pounder, not for nothing. That 6-pounder might be one of the most effective, I would say, early anti-tank guns here.
Yeah, it is a goddamn machine gun. It has the same rate of fire as a 45mm or Pack 36, with much better penetration.
Yes, indeed. And you can see right now it's going to start. Oh, wow, okay. I was going to see shots going out onto that half-track material there, but not to be done.
There we got the opener of two IG guns, of course infantry guns being a very popular choice just in general, and proven to be very good, yeah. Knocks out the Staghound, the Puma helped out a bit too, and also that 6-pounder is going to...
Very lucky for them, though, too, because honestly, if they can keep this Recon Puma up... Ooh, wow, and an early Focke-Wulf going for the Vickers. Nice call, actually, I think.
Really good call. Yeah, the heavy rockets does quite a bit of damage. Not enough to get a full-on stretch out, but enough to keep that Vickers head down just a little bit.
Yes, well, if he had been left unmolested, he was going to carve those two IG-18s to death.
Yep.
And the Piat Scouts are not going to be enough, I think, to really kind of keep those P-Grunts down. I mean, they're rather big ass.
Yeah, but it's sort of fantastic opener here up north for her, Robert. Just great use of combined arms firepower and looking pretty good. Down south, things are a little bit more even Stevens, you could say.
I see what you did there, and I'm not going to let that happen again. Ooh, half-track with Pioneer sitting inside of it gets taken out. Not sure what he was waiting for there.
Huh.
But, yeah, that Pack 40 has got the number of that Sherman. That might be 8675309? Nah, it's close enough. It's close enough, though. We are going to see a bit of a sustained rifle rush across the center line here, going against the two P-Grunt squads. With that 234 in support, is that going to be enough to stave this off or no?
I think so. Panzer Grenadiers are pretty dang good in SD2. I keep forgetting that with machine guns, they don't have a minimum engagement distance like it did with SD1.
That's true.
So, even at close range, Panzer Grens can be pretty scary.
And we're definitely seeing that up above. Yes, there's a Pioneer squad here, but, wow, the Northern Forest is completely under German control. We have one brave four-man squad of the rifle leader, and he's not going to make it out alive, I don't think.
I always love seeing good of German light armor, the half tracks, the armored cars, 20 mils. It's always just a treat to really see them being used.
Well, it's usually at such a premium though too. Like we see like two or three of them, and then that's all you see. So you have
Hmm.
to be supremely efficient with it.
Yeah, like, I really think taking the half tracks now is a very good choice whenever you can. That's a lot of German Panzer divisions. They're
Hmm.
only 5 points. An extra 5 points for a bulletproof machine gun platform is not too bad. That's a pretty good premium to pay on top of your infantry.
Very true, but he's got to bring some heavier stuff up because you are going to notice we have a DD Sherman, a couple of Sherman threes, and naturally more rifles to kind of bolster his sagging line in the north.
Hmm.
Down to the south, the rifles have kind of aggressed extensively here. There's not anti-tank peak runs down there, and instead we're going to have just a couple of let's call it vanilla squads.
Oh,
An
yeah.
awful big ask. I don't know. I'm not sure this. I'm not sure this is going to make it unless this Pack 40 can take out this Sherman, and he can't see jack.
We got a bombing run on a Pack 40 from the Spitfire. Don't think it's going to kill it, but definitely going to stress it out. Here we go. And that's going to buy some time.
Yep, but that's just. I think the Germans right now just bring up that Panther D and a couple other. Oh wow, two Panthers down here. That's enough hunting ground for
It's
them.
really funny to see an A-phase Panzer with all these A-phase Panthers. You gotta realize these Panther Ds are only 110 points, so they're pretty cost efficient.
Yes, and one thing that we have to note about the Third Canadian, as much as I admire your countrymen rank, they do
Hmm.
not have anywhere near as much infantry-based AT as they
Oh no,
really desperately need here.
no, it was Piat. I mean, it is a Piat. It's only good when you put it on top of a sawn-off Daimler.
True. True. Now we are going to see a Spitfire over here coming back in, going after that Pack 40 again. There's also Vickers right there too. So between the Vickers and the bombing run, I can't help but feel that that Pack 40 is not long for this world.
Hmm. Hopefully, its bombing runs and Spitfire be a bit more accurate as, I don't know. There you go. Good
Yeah,
skill.
it's doing just fine to me. I'm fascinated to see what happens with the addition of this Panther. And actually, I think there's more infantry coming in too. Oh no, two more P4s. Oh my god, he's pouring all this armor into the town.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's probably starting to run low of infantry cards, I guess, by this point in A phase. So, I don't know for sure, but he's definitely been throwing in a lot of infantry so far all over the map. So, just throwing some panzers in there. Yeah, it'll work.
But that's the quality versus quantity kind of thing. I mean,
Mhm.
Panther, as much as you want to go and say that they have a decent infantry arm, that's not where the main power is now, is it?
No, no. Really, you just want to try to. I find with a lot of Panzer divisions where you don't have a lot of infantry slots, your best bet is just to take unvetted Panzer Grenadiers without the Panzerfaust most of the time, as you got like the 9, 18, 27 phase, like unvetted bloody availability per card, which is the
Mhm.
best bang for your buck that you can get, especially when you can bring with half tracks.
You know, right now I'm enjoying watching this Panther and infantry support guns, for that matter, push back that Sherman rush to the north.
That
Um,
infantry
please.
support gun line is just scary. It's
Yeah,
scary.
yeah, I am really surprised that they, first of all, have been able to survive this long. Second of all, to have been so effective. Usually, the IG-18s, you see them for about 15, 20 seconds, and they get bombed out of existence from something.
Hmm. Yeah, I find of like when I'm playing like the Western Front divisions, like 3rd Canadians and 15th Scots, I
Hmm.
really miss not having infantry support guns compared to playing Soviets. Because it seems so silly. It's just like one unit, but it makes such a huge difference because they allow you to really put down a lot of long-range, high-explosive firepower where regular tanks can't do yet. Yeah, well.
Sure. It's a very, very dynamic piece, and
Hmm.
we kind of overlook that quite a bit. Piat squad gets reduced from the town, and while the Germans are actually setting up two MG-42s, as this Vickers is going to go across beaten ground, he's going to get slaughtered.
We'll see who is the superior machine gun. I think that's a pretty obvious answer.
Well, I forget the trade-off here. The Vickers gets a little bit more. What is it? Let's take a look at that. It's a low rate of fire and
Less
actually
range.
crappy range too. So never mind. I actually thought he had something on his side, but I guess not.
Yeah, because it's kind of rubbish.
Spitfires to the north, desperate to push back some of this Axis infantry, just in time to see field engineers coming in. That's an interesting choice.
I believe those are the guys with flamethrowers or satchel charges?
I
Let's see.
think it's flamethrowers. I might be wrong on that though.
Yeah, Spitfire's doing pretty good bombing runs. It actually kills their half-track here, so nothing too shabby.
Yes, but when you have two riflemen to kind of hold the line, and there's still, you know, the 234, and the Germans are eager to give them the old what for by comparison too.
Focke-Wulf coming in again with two bloody big runs underneath its rings. A little bit overkill for two riflemen, but hey.
And field engineers, oh no, satchel charges.
Okay, yeah.
No, but you know what? I think that makes more sense. Guarantee that you have control of that area. If nothing else, you have vague eyes on that. Until the front line starts to shift again, then you know you have to deploy more infantry to support that.
Yeah, yeah. But so far, this has been a really good A phase from her, Robert. He's managed to get a decent point lead. Well, not a decent point lead so far. I was looking at it the wrong way. But in terms of right now of his momentum exiting A phase, even though he hasn't managed to bleed Steven Seagull of a lot of points, it's starting to seem like it's snowballing a little bit as we see this middle push right now. He's gonna cap himself another flag, and that's to be a +2 point advantage.
But that's the thing, though. No one ever sees Steven Seagal bleed. I mean, Steven Seagal. Mostly because he runs so far away. Well, let's see. So the Sherman DD, I think, in the north is probably the only thing keeping Herr Robert at a distance.
Yeah. And there's two Panthers, and they are very eager to meet Mr. Sherman.
Well, like even more, we have a Flak 41 being brought on in as well. Finally doing something about keeping that northern front, I don't want to say in control, but definitely a little bit safer from those Spitfire bombing runs.
Yeah, it's this early Panther spam has worked really well from her, Robert, because he already has more than 4 Panthers on the field, only entering into B phase, and now he's got Tigers being brought in now, and those Panthers can be really shifty to move. Especially right now for an A-phase Canadian, I guess. He didn't really have that much in terms of heavy AT. I mean, we see some Wolverines now being brought on the field, but they're not the best against Panthers.
I believe Steven Seagal's wings are about to get clipped in the center as well. That rifle squad after rifle squad gets taken out, and yep, there's the 88 mil keeping the Spitfires at bay.
Yeah.
There we go. If Steven Seagal can't push back this brace of tigers, this triad of tigers, he's doomed. It's as simple as that.
It's pretty much it. And also on top of that, Herr Robert has got AT guns, he's got the flak guns, he's got infantry support guns backing him up, he's got Panther 4s down south. He is just a really scary armada of, German equipment, which is that's Panzer, man. They got all the core toys. No King Tigers.
True, but you know what? When you have all the big kitties in that zoo, do you really need the King Tiger?
I guess. But I really want to pet the big cat.
Dude, it is a transcendent experience, let me tell you that. Now, the other thing, too, about this map with Chichancherin is that, yes, we have this river going through, but Herr Robert, I think, has successfully gained most of the primary positions here. He hasn't taken that central eastern forest, but who cares?
Yeah.
The Canadians have to come to him, and the only thing that they need that can really take from him is the saddle flag, which makes no sense whatsoever to aggress.
Yeah, really, Steven Seagal's best bet was try to push a little bit more aggressive down south earlier on, which he did, but the Panther came in and he got slowed down by just a bit. He didn't really have that A-phase AT to stop the huge armada of German vehicles.
The other thing I think would have liked to have seen is a more aggressive usage of air power on the town. I feel like air power is so much more a force multiplier in the south than it is in the north.
Yeah, or artillery. Artillery definitely.
That's also true.
In the town fight. But yeah, really, he needs to start popping Panthers. He needs some hidden 17-pounders, 6-pounders at close range. He needs to get them to go kaboom.
Well, I did like seeing these 4 stormtroopers being brought out, and I don't like the dilution of forces that's going to happen here.
Hmm.
Also, I think, that northernmost 6-pounder, I would like to have seen it about, 200 meters to the southwest. Get as close as you can to the top of that bridge, because that's going to give you a much better fighting position, even if you walk it forward a little bit.
Yep.
And actually, with the stormtroopers with the smoke grenades, this is the chance. This is when you can come back into it, or I mean, you can't wait.
Yeah, hopefully he manages to get into the forest for the stormtroopers, because right now they're pretty exposed in the open. But dealing with those lightly armored cars, I should say, can't really kill them with the stormtroopers that efficiently. So it kind of
That's
sucks, because like the
Mhm.
stormtroopers only have like one TNT shell, or
True.
one satchel charge, which is pretty
True.
pretty pathetic now, considering the pioneers and whatnot got like 3 satchel charges.
Well, at long last, we're going to see Bofors, and at long last, we're seeing actually bombing runs on the town. No, he's detouring to go after this Panther.
And that's probably going to be a dead Spitfire.
The flak thing? Nah,
Oh,
just pushing back. Now 17-pounder. Okay, we do have one 17-pounder. Might be able to take out one Panther D. Nope, just bouncing there. Okay.
mm-hmm.
But that's what you're talking about. That's how he stays competitive, isn't it? He's got
Yep.
2 Wolverines and a Sherman coming forward.
He needs to start killing these tanks. Even though it's not looking great for Steven Seagull, he still has a bit of time on his side. I think his best bet is to try to like come through the middle and like hook his way up north rather than just trying to fight directly up north. That is just a no man's land of open ground territory.
True. But we are seeing, I think, that was the intake, sir. What's going on?
Just down south in the town, it is not
Yes.
looking good.
That's what I was watching. I was going to make a comment about that. Oop, yep, there goes one Panzer IV, courtesy of that 6-pounder. But if Herr Robert can drive east and at least hit that bridge, he can cut off an entire layer of reinforcement, and he holds a chokehold on the entire southern side of the map.
Mm-hmm. We got the Sherman up close and the Panther up close. Panther probably has better odds, I'd say. Thick armor. Big gun.
And you have the right of it right there.
Hey.
Now there's nothing else here that's going to even scratch most of these vehicles. There's the Spitfire going up.
Yeah.
He almost hits the Panther.
So close. So close.
Oh, man,
like
you could have made his
War
life
Thunder
worth
shit.
something. More rifles going in, another Sherman.
Mm.
It's too little though.
Yeah, this is really one of the big weaknesses playing as like a British style division. You don't really have got much good town fighting infantry, anti-tank. If this was Soviets, you'd have Molotovs, you have anti-tank grenades, anti-tank rifles in the town here. Here you just got the Einfields and a bit of hope.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The artillery commander's kind of nice, but why do you have an artillery commander and no artillery?
Yeah. Yeah. Artillery definitely would help out a bit.
Another Panther is starting to be entertained from long range by the 17-pounder and otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, jeez. And he is tanking shots like a boss.
Yeah, geez, that Tiger is doing a pretty good job of staying alive. Pretty unfortunate 17-pounder luck here so far.
And the Wolverines apparently don't have any claws
Jeez.
whatsoever. And the center of the map goes completely blue.
Oh god, yeah.
Checking back down to the south for a second, a 250/9. Not gonna do a whole lot, but they're just for fire support. Another couple of Shermans being brought on in. Is this... Okay, so say we get over here to Phase C. What goes on in Steven Seagull? How can he turn this back around?
Fireflies, infantry, blow up tanks, artillery down south to try to root out the town. That's really his best bet. He needs to, especially up north, he needs to kill these goddamn tanks.
I guess that the follow-up to that is, what are the artillery options again for 3rd Canadian? There's some
25
mortars.
pounders, and then
Okay.
some M7 Priest, really. Maybe some mortars, maybe some naval off map, That's really it. Naval off map be a pretty good choice down south, actually.
Damn, that flak veering is just
I
too
know.
good. And he killed an infantry squad! 1829. I always want to see if he gets credit for it. One Panther does go down in the center.
Oh. I made the
Oof.
whole replay worth it.
Yes, yes, indeed. But you know what? I was like seeing Panzer there. They got shit on so much back in the first one.
Yeah, they were very tough to play in 1v. In team games were like great, they were go-to. In 1v1s, obviously not so much. There were some very good players, I remember, who played
True.
Panther very efficiently, because you'd get the free A-phase Pumas, and you
Hmm.
could maneuver them around, and if you knew what you were doing with those Pumas, by God, you could like run around a corner, pop off a turret, and then get back before they knew what hit them.
Well, I'll tell you one person who had no idea what they were doing with them. Down to the south, in the meantime. Wow, okay, so this 234 is almost enough just to take out the Sherman by himself. Nothing else, he's straight... oh, no, he killed it. Is that
Oh,
him?
wow.
Interesting. One Panther inside that town, crew killed. That sucks, but there's still enough infantry and everything else around that even a dead Panther doesn't mean jack anymore.
Yeah, no, it's 250 dash 9/9, so just completely forcing that Sherman to fall back. Once again, guys, autocannons. Don't fuck with autocannons. They will mess you up.
That's true. If you get an AC-10 or an AC-20 on anything, that's going to be beastly. And the Tiger comes in to take over for the Panthers, so that's got to make you feel pretty awful.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, we killed a Panther. There's a Tiger. Shit.
Oh, we got the naval off map coming in down south. Exactly what the naval artillery officer ordered.
A 381, yeah. If you can drop that in there and take out a good amount of it, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
However, he's got to be sure that he doesn't get it too close and gets picked off by those sight lines, because those are pretty brutal.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, Seagull really needs to just try to stop that 2-point bleed disadvantage on him. Just try and slow down the bleed, because right now he's going to lose in 5 minutes, and that would not be good for him at all.
Like, we're also going to see, at long last, a 140 mil artillery coming in center part of the map. But the first 381 barrage, this is going to cause more than a little bit of havoc, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but how clustered all that German stuff is, I think there's a good chance you can kill the tanks.
True. True.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, right now, like, this... Steven Seagull's has been buying a lot of the regular Shermans, and regular Shermans are great, but not against a heavy Panzer division such as this. This cannot kill Tigers or Panthers. Even at close range in towns, they don't have a good shot.
No, they don't, unfortunately. But here come the first shells of the barrage any moment here. And I think the effectiveness of this barrage is going to tell us all we need to know about the rest of the replay.
Yeah.
Especially when some of those shells drop short. Oof, that is
Danes are
hard.
close.
Oh my god.
Is that it?
Should we get a couple more shells pretty quickly? I think it's 12 to 24 shells, isn't it? Might be off there.
You didn't want to stress out the Tiger, which really would have been the big game change there, because then you could have rushed up and try to surrender the Panzergrens, but not much is going to change after naval strike. Really did more hindrance towards him, and his rifles were pinned down.
Certainly true. Another barrage being called on in. Looks like he probably should have called a barrage that far out to the west in the first place, but unfortunately will not help him out too much.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking back to the north, that it's completely calmed down. I think Steven Seagull thinks that his only chance of flying away from this is going to be down south.
Yeah.
Which you said a long time ago.
Yeah. The one problem with this map is once you kind of lose this hilltop side completely, it's very hard to try and take it back, as it's an uphill battle.
Pun intended.
Yeah, pun
Okay,
definitely
sure.
intended.
Just making sure. 2 shells came down. Rather meager barrage, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, other than that, we have a broken Sherman. And we have another Sherman command coming in. Yep. Oh, okay. At long last, we're going to use some more shells, but Still dropping too long, unfortunately. And it's just so much heavy tankage coming on in. 3 more tanks, a Panther and 2 Panzers. Yep. Not for nothing, I think this one's just about all over but the Cryon.
Pretty much. Pretty much. We got
But,
another naval in the middle, but not gonna really be able to do anything.
no, it does not look like it. But had he brought in any kind of artillery with any sort of intensity or rapidity, this is a completely different game.
Mm-hmm. It's just it's really the tank fights that killed him.
In the south, certainly, yes. In the
Yeah.
north, you know what killed him was the IG-18s.
Yeah, yeah. His IGs were brutal. Absolutely brutal.
But, you know, that is going to be pretty much the ball game. So things to be looking for over here in the post is, first of all, 1830. I want to see if that plane actually gets credited for the kill or if he just dies.
Let's like speed us up to like ×4.
We can do that. How about 3, 2, 1, and go to head ×4. But yeah, that's gonna do pretty much it. Yes, the Panther does go down, and that sucks, unfortunately. But that's not enough. They're not close enough to the overall flag. And you can even see now charging in that Sherman's not gonna do anything. So Stephen Seagull, I'm sorry, but today your wings were clipped. And surprisingly meager KD.
Yeah, only 400 difference. Nothing really too crazy.
And Spitfire does not get credit for the kill, by the way.
Does that even show up in the kills? No, yeah, difference
Nope.
does not show up in the kills, as we can see. It just mysteriously disappeared due to unintended explosive circumstances.
Which is just very, very strange to see. But I mean, overall, you can see it. It was kind of back and forth-ish. We had these spates though, like from like 10 to 14 almost, where it was just nothing but Canadians going down, and from 7 to almost 8.5 minutes, it's nothing but Canadians going down.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but that is not very sweet.
Not indeed. Not indeed. But yeah, really good play from her, Robert. All in all, like phenomenal early gameplay with all the heavy tanks, really showing off that hey, you can do like an A-phase heavy tank division playstyle without having to do like light tank rushes. You can get like Panthers and stuff in A-phase and make it work really well for obvious reasons.
That might be true, but you know what? It's still nice to see the L6s every now and again.
Yeah.
But folks, that is going to about do it for us today. I will say, if you guys come back on Thursday, Sean Alexander, I think, is going to be with us.
Indeed.
Or maybe it's Sean versus Alexander. I'm not really sure. I'll have to check the replay again. But any final thoughts, Rang?
I do like how Steven Seagal's like gamer avatar is the Imperium of Man logo. I'm fairly certain it's the Imperium. Yeah, it's Imperium.
Yeah, it totally is.
Yeah.
Well, as we make the sign of Aquila with both hands and pray to the God Emperor, any final thoughts?
Oh, that was it.
In that case, folks, until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.